Okay, so let's see. We have disabled tracker helping Feng chase his leads. Where is that? That isn't listed anywhere. Oh, it's take him to Tamba. Right. Okay. Get to know Emphas. Visual cats. You know what? I almost have 80 cryo for the Girol caps. I'm going to spend my 1 dice on something like this anyway, so do that. Got the perk. Switch back. Go to the Havenage office. Oh, not that one. Let's get some data. We got some cryo. Alright, so now we go over to buy the Girol caps. Matsutake? Wait, what? Oh, hang on. Paz knows Spacer who will take Matsutake out to the Starwood Belt, but only in bulk. 80 cryo for 3 batches. This is saying give them 3 Matsutake and you will get 80 cryo. How do I get the Matsutake then? Right. Get to know Emphas. Because I'm not seeing anywhere to buy this stuff yet. Oh, there's a... Oh, I can pay for the passage now. Ooh. Is the Greenway the only way to get the Girol caps? That might be it. That seems like it would be it. Okay. Well, the discount from Ankita will help with this. It expands out. Let's go ahead. A heavily tattooed Spacer takes your chits and tells you to prepare. She'll be waiting at the edge for your arrival. Founders Ferry. Cross to the Greenway. Take the ferry across the Founders Gap to the Greenway. Entirely new area. As you step out into the passageway, someone barrels into you from behind, sending you stumbling down the corridor. You turn to see an unfamiliar Spacer laden with heavy gear. She steadies herself, staring you down as if daring you to respond. It's Eshe. Stubborn XPR Spacer. Sorry. Excuse me. Stay silent. I think I'll stay silent. And hello Reaper. Thanks for joining the stream. How are you doing today? I'll just sort something out very quickly if I can. She adjusts a strap on her shoulder, barely giving you a second look before setting off down the corridor. Oh. Peak. Cautious XPR Spacer. I'm sorry for her. A second Spacer smiles at you apologetically. She's on a mission, and when she's on a mission, they shrug. Tell her to be careful? Not a problem. They smile. You're sweet. Peak! Eshe stands further down the corridor, glorying at her friend. She chops at the air, pointing down the corridor to whatever end she's rushing to. Peak raises their eyebrows at you. Eshe, please, do you want everyone on the station to hate us? Eshe hardens. They want us to hate us, they can hate us. She drops her hip. I'm not exactly seeing much love as it is. We're lucky we got through before they set up that damn cordon. Cordon? Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Peak sighs. The station isn't Hawthorne. Everyone isn't yoked to the same corporate protocols. Eshe sighs. I'm not saying they are part of the administration. She jerks her head in your direction. But I am saying we need to get these supplies to the Briar before someone starts asking questions. The Briar? Can I help? Who are the supplies for? Can I help? Peak smiles slyly. See, Eshe? Help. Isn't that exactly what we need right now? Peak. Eshe rolls her eyes. Peak ignores her. We are with the refugees, the ones Havenage have cordoned off from entering the station. Eshe interrupts. The ones that are being quarantined in makeshift vessels that barely made it to the Eye to begin with. The ones that your station administrators have called an existential risk and are running out of supplies while their right to safety is being debated by people with no stake in their future. She quickly looks away, annoyed at her own outburst. Peak sighs. She's right. People are trapped out there and... They turn to Eshe. We understand that this is a big problem for the Eye. Hundreds of refugees and more ships turning up each cycle. They hold up a hand to stop Eshe interrupting, but... Eshe turns away, her burning anger a palpable force in the close quarters of the corridor. They need supplies, and after everything that they've been through, the quarantine isn't helping, Peak finishes. That's terrible, that's difficult, stay silent. That's terrible. Eshe looks back at you, her fierceness fading. Peak, please. Eshe gathers herself and the supplies. Eshe, we need help. Just like the refugees needed us, we need others too. They smile at her. Peak turns to you. Come find us. The climbing briar is docked at the broken spoke, past the greenway in the wastes. We have a good view of the cordon, though. We are keeping our distance for now. Come help us. They squeeze your hand. Eshe turns to leave and Peak follows, waving goodbye. A moment later, Eshe shouts back down the corridor. Don't bother coming empty-handed. You want to help? Show us. Bring supplies or don't come at all. And with that, they disappear around the corner. Eshe already picking up speed as Peak calls for her to slow down. A refugee flotilla? Where are they coming from and why now? Each time you think you would begin to understand this place, something changes. Okay, well, a new drive. Yes, flotilla aid. Bring mushrooms to the briar. I'm already trying to find mushrooms. Greenway, overgrown biosphere. Okay, so, going green, map the pathways. Rather than simply thrash through the undergrowth, you might sketch a map of this overgrown jungle to try to better navigate its hazards. So that's a +1 intuition. But you could also walk the greenway. The simplest way to explore the greenway is to simply pick a path and set off into its twisting chambers and passages. This carries obvious risks. And yeah, that's a less likely action. Going green, exploring the greenway is unlike any other place on the Eye. Its overgrown chambers defy mapping. But that's exactly what I'm going to do, though, right? Let's see. Is that it? Oh, Hypha Commune? Wild Margins? Alright, let's do the Hypha Commune. Hypha member. Okay. Work the canteen. Newcomers to the commune can work within the canteen, preparing and serving food for those that make the compound their home. And you can also work the grow beds. The grow beds are the heart of the commune, feeding the members and fueling their lab work. You are invited to assist in maintaining them. Hypha member. The only way to become part of the commune is to work your way in through long service. It isn't for everyone. Okay, well, that seems not related to mushrooms. Wild margins. Okay. Oh, tracking Ashton. I see. Rather than hiking around the wilderness, you can make use of your skills. Tap into the cloud and find Ashton by his signals. Okay. You can also do look for tracks. Seems like the obvious way to track someone, but in this overgrown tangle, the simple task suddenly becomes difficult. Tracking Ashton. Ankita seems to think Ashton is out here at the wild edge of the greenway. Time to see if that's true. Okay, and then we've got the wastes, ruin agricultural systems. Gather scrap. It's a locked action because you need a skill upgrade. Out here at the edge of the habitable parts of the Eye, everything is scrap. The trick is to finding components that are still usable and staying safe. But yeah, no, I can't do that. Oh, climbing briar? Supply girolles. Eshe asked you to bring supplies and fragrant. I-grown girole cap seem to be like the perfect thing. Oh, welcome to Episode Flux. Episode Flux is the first of 3 episodic updates to Citizen Sleeper, telling the story of the refugee flotilla which has arrived at the Eye. All 3 episodes, Flux, Refuge and Purge, are now available. Completing the supply girolles action will begin the episode, but be aware that it is intended for late game play. I did not know this game had DLC. Or at least an update past the game itself. So everything we just saw with Eshe and Peak is not supposed to be done right now. Also, what counts as late game play? I kind of thought we'd be finishing the game after this. I don't know now. Okay, Wild Margins, Greenway, and the Founder's Ferry, which is to go back. And yes. Oh, Greenway Gates. This is where the cipher would be. Slot Greenway cipher. The entire Greenway is locked down, shrouded in a dark cloud of shifting currents. What is happening here? Well, let's unlock it, shall we? The cipher burns away as it is slotted, the data sparking like a lit touch paper. What has been unlocked? The greenway roils beneath you like a silt-choked river. If what Navigator said was true, then no one has accessed these networks since the collapse. The Hunter and Killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligences and systems. So why then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that the bit rot has set in, the entropy of systems reducing everything to shadows and light? You watch as a slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted gateway on this entire rim of the station. It flickers and winks out, and then you are falling into the flow. A river of swirling darkness, you are spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it. It's not that the greenway was hiding in the darkness, it is made of darkness, it is filled by the substance, this process, this swarm. Now you are among it, you notice that a swarm is exactly what it is, a billion individuals moving in a flow. There is no network map here, no nodes and threads, only a storm of interchangeable points shifting configuration endlessly. Then you see them, a figure. Turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river, you push closer through the storm. They are facing away, at least you think so. They are so fractured, so overgrown that it's hard to tell. Even from this distance you can see their flesh is moving, flowing. Gardener, ingrown farm administrator. You watch, silent, as they stoop and reach down. In their hand is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soil. Then they move away, go a little further, and repeat the process as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate speed, they move faster, and they quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon with something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It is cold, but it thrums with energy. You look towards the path of the figure, but they are long gone. When you blink out of the cloud, back to the leaves and the dappled light of the greenway, you hold a seed in your hand. Okay. Gardener seed. You need to find somewhere safe to plant this gift. Well, in the Haifa commune would make sense. This is not leading me towards mushrooms, though, which is what I was trying to do. Maybe it has to be doing this. Alright. Let's see. I think I can guarantee this, right? If I do... Actually, no, I can't guarantee it. If it's a neutral outcome, it'll take energy away and then I'll be starving. I do have enough to buy a fungus, though, so I can do this. It's an intuit action, not an engage action, though. Let's see if there's any engage actions somewhere else. Here we go. Yeah, let's try this. At minimum, we'll get Haifa member. Yeah. Let's see if we get energy, though. Hey, plus plus, nice. Good. And then let's do it again. Plus plus, nice. Well done. Okay, so energy is full. Oh, what was that? Join the Haifa commune. I mean, that's what we just did. So can track Ashton, look for tracks, take energy away. Oh, minus, minus, minus. That's terrible. And this is just, yeah, I can't do that at all. Right, yeah, we've got to leave that for later because that's end game stuff. Let's do this. It takes energy away, that's fine. And you don't get anything for the negative outcome. Oh well. That's fine. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah. Oh, what was that? Farm stacks, vertical farms. Oh, hello. Predictive reasoning. Steal the harvest? Woo. There's loads of food here. Why should these farmers keep it to themselves? If you can do it quickly, they might not even notice it's gone. thief. If you get caught stealing, there's no way you'll be able to work in the stacks. It is as simple as that. Work the stacks. Some farm stacks from the old station have survived, and the farmers that work them are always looking for new workers. They pay by yield. You can barter for food. The farming collective who control the stacks don't like to sell their food piecemeal, but for the right price they'll let it go. 13 cryo. Wow, that's a... Oh. Stealing the harvest is very much I am struggling with my energy here. I need to solve it right now. Okay. Alright, because I was kind of hoping that would be a, you know, get mushroom action, but clearly not. That really does feel like two separate parts of the game. Like, the Greenway has actual stuff being built in it, and then you've got this stuff here, which is all, well, future sci-fi dystopia stuff. Maybe this game is actually longer than I thought it was. I'm pretty sure I saw it was like 7 to 12 hours on how long to beat, but unless the 7 hours is like leaving the ship as soon as possible with the sidereal horizon, and then the 12 hours is doing like a normal playthrough, but I don't know. Anyway, we have no dice, so end the cycle. Okay, it's not fantastic, but alright. This is going to reset. Okay. Yeah, the salvages have disappeared now. How much is it for a stabilizer again? 64, so I need to have 64 cryo for next time. Where do you get these damn mushrooms? Like, there's no yellow dots. How am I supposed to know where they are? Alright. Hyper commune. Sure, we'll do this. Let's become a member. There we go. That said plus energy, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get plus energy. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay, good. Hyper Dorm, Rico. Okay, what's the dorm? Oh, it's another place to sleep, so that you don't have to keep going back and forth to the other one. All cycles need to end, rest and prepare for the next one. Complete active scenes. Okay, I don't know what that is. Also, you can't inject stabilizer either. Rico. You head down into the Hypha compound, following a blue-painted line that is labeled laboratories. The member you were assigned to work with told you they'd asked to see you, but you still have no idea what about. The line takes you to a blue door and through to a glass-roofed chamber where a network of stems and leaves filters the sunlight coming through the ceiling, casting the whole chamber in a strange yellow-green. Peaceful, isn't it? Distracted by the green, you miss the woman standing at a lab bench, camouflaged by the dappled light. Welcome to my sanctuary. She smiles. Come, let's talk, she says, and beckons you closer. What is this place? Who are you? What is this place? Here? These were processing centers for the agriculture of the old corporate station. She offers a hand to shake. I'm Rico. I run the botany program at Hypha. What is Hypha? She looks surprised. You've been working the compound for a while now. I'm surprised you don't know more. She lifts a tiny sample jar. Yellow spores dance inside. Hypha lives off the land of the Greenway. It's what allows us to live like we do. No one here pays or is paid. We sleep here. We feed each other. We work for each other. Rico walks away from the bench and waits for you to follow. She opens a small door and leads you down a glass corridor surrounded by vivid green. All this, she says, gesturing at the overgrowth, is kind of a miracle. She looks at you with bright eyes. What do you think usually happens to plants on stations like this when they're abandoned? They die, they dry up, they keep growing. I would imagine they dry up because nothing's watering them. Exactly, they run out of water. Very rapidly, in fact. She leads you left at a crossroads. But here they endured. She smiles to herself. Actually, no, they thrive. You look at the bright tendrils wrapped around the metal frames of the corridor. They look dominant, strong, like they had taken control of this place. And yes, Rico is head of the Hypha botany. Rico continues, of course, Solheim tried to create a stable biosphere here, patchworking the surface with gardens and algae tanks that feed into a network of microbial reclamation systems, but the Greenway was always envisioned as extractive, a place from which the harvest is removed and sold to those living on the station, not a closed loop. For this reason, when the collapse came, the Greenway should have gone with it. Erlin himself was so convinced of it that his first colony never even came here to try to reclaim it. The Eye instead relied on outside favours and influences, shipments from the inner system, and small-scale agricultural systems like kelp and fungal farm stacks. And yet here we are, among growth and decay, a biosphere flourishing. When Hypha came here, we expected to find only vacuum-dried stalks and leaves, and perhaps some fungal colonies hidden in the mulch, but we found a jungle. With this, Rico hits a button on the wall and leads you through a large pair of double doors into a huge, impossible chamber. It is every kind of green, from the pale algae tanks to the dark vines that surround them. It is wet, too, a rarity on the Eye. Condensation clouds the light from the high glass roof and gathers on the shiny broad leaves of shrubs. How did you do this? How? That is exactly our question. Rico turns to you, visibly excited by the room you're both standing in. It doesn't make sense, but in many ways the system is stabilized. Unlike the farm stacks closer to the gap who need input to support their meager output, this place runs itself. Perhaps Solheim managed something new here. Perhaps they tweaked plants or built new systems buried deep below us. Or perhaps their collapse caused some unfortunate cascade, an unlikely chemical reaction within the biosphere. That's what I'd like you to help me find out. She turns to you, her forehead wet with dew. Me? Aren't you the botanist? Astutely noticed, but I don't need a botanist. Rico sits on a railing. These halls run deep, Sleeper, and I'm getting old. She stamps her foot on the metal grating of the walkway. Whatever is causing this is to be found in the groves deep in the Greenway. Hypha won't spare anyone for an expedition. It's too dangerous and unnecessary, they say. I can make the case, but I can't get the votes. You Sleepers are hardy beings, I know that much, and you can speak to the Eye and uncover its secrets in ways I never can. She holds out an arm so you can help her stand. Bring me samples, spores, seeds, and blooms. I can grow them in the lab and study them. The deeper they are found, the better. And if I don't want to, I will try. Thank you, she smiles. And thank you for listening. Rico leads you back out of the huge chamber and up through the passages. She's a little slower now and stumbles on the steps. You help her where you can. It's good to have new blood in the commune, she says. Many of us have been here a long time and few have come through. She settles back at her bench in the lab, stretching her legs. You go to leave. Come back if you find something, Sleeper, she calls. There are discoveries to be made. And you follow the blue line back up out of the compound, all the time thinking of that impossible, magical green. Well, funnily for you, I already have a seed. Not a spore, but a seed. Just double check. Yeah, I've got one upgrade point. Hypha Labs, Commune Botany Labs. Deliver spores. Rico has asked for samples of spores from the deep groves of the Greenway. With them, she might better understand how this biosphere functions. Spore study. Rico needs spores to study the strangely resilient biosphere that has formed around the Greenway. How is this place thriving? So I'm going to assume... Yeah, so this is just sleeping. Yep. Actually, does that... minus energy, minus condition. Oh, it's the same as the other place. But the idea is that you would have to... I thought you'd have to do the mapping of the Greenway to do that, but maybe not. Work assignment. Commune members are expected to turn up for work assignment, and in return their needs will be met. All are treated equally. So this is actually quite good. It's a safe action, and it gives you plus energy regardless of what you put in. So if you have low energy, and you've only got a 1 dice, then you can restore energy no matter what. You don't even need cryo for it. That's quite nice. I can do tracking Ashton. And it's still not telling me more about mushrooms, though. In fact, if I go over here... Yeah, it's just empty, dead space. Okay, farm stacks. Yeah, that's when you're last resorts. Barter for food, which I don't need to do. Overgrown. Yeah, I thought it'd be more of this. Right. 413 is pretty bad. Let's see if I can get something a bit better than that. I am wondering whether to use the 1 dice on a Yataghan agent, though. I suppose I'd have to figure out... I would have to know whether I can use a 1, 3, or 4 for that. Mainly I'm thinking the next cycle I want to have enough cryo to buy a stabilizer, and I might not be able to do that. Alright, so let's see. Yep, 1 dice. Let's use that. And then the next one is... Oh. A 3 dice. Alright, so I can do that. Yeah. So that gives me 40 cryo. 40 cryo for 2 dice isn't actually a good exchange rate. Not really. Oh! I can't do... Oh, maybe I can't do the stabilizer injection thing because I don't have one. Okay, 56 cryo. I have a 4 dice. %, positive, % neutral. I do get cryo for this. I think I'll do that. Like, yeah, neutral outcome should be fine. Yeah, neutral outcome, 15 cryo, which means that I can go and buy stabilizer. Again, there's nowhere else to get the stabilizer, so I have to do it here. Okay. And since I'm here, I might as well go to sleep here. Over here. Yeah, okay.